Danny was also
nerdy piece of shit.
He was also the first one that got caught jerking off by like his brother. His brother ratted him out to the rest of the friend group. I saw Danny jerking off, right? And so he told all of us, and when it was just me and Danny, I was like, hey, I jerk off too. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And then he went and told everybody. He was like,
Tommy said
he jerks off too. I was like, I never fucking said that. Fucking creep. You gay lord.
Indianapolis! Sean Dick and Cheese.
Welcome back, Stamp Tramps, to Attempted Delivery. With us, we have a very special guest. Most times we have guests. One of us has actually met them prior.
That's true. Yeah.
Prior to being on the show, but this is the first time we get to know the one and only Tommy Sinbazo.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to meet you guys.
Focus you had to say his name right. It was fantastic.
You didn't want to call me Tammy Shabazoo?
I get it. I thought about changing my name because like my name's Damianopoulos and no one ever gets it right. So I was like, should I just be Damien or like
just be Nopolis?
Right.
The hard part.
Make it harder for it.
Thank you for coming all the way from one of my hometowns, Catonsville, Maryland.
Music City, Maryland,
Indeed.
as they call it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Do they call it that?
They do.
Who's
Yeah.
they? Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
it's
cool.
on signs.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, there's murals. There's Bill's Music is the, but there was Jim's Guitars where I was working. What's
Appalachian Bluegrass?
Appalachian Bluegrass, and then the one that's up by the bagel shop. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. Like it's back behind where like the record and tape traders.
Yeah.
That strip.
Guitar City.
Guitar Exchange.
Yeah, Guitar Exchange. Yeah.
There it is.
So
I don't know if it's still there.
It's by a barbershop I never go to.
Right.
Yeah. I've been going to the Dominican barbershop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went last night. We had a show, and I wanted to get my beard right.
Yeah.
So I go to the Dominican shop, and I was like, no, they're gonna nail this.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guy was like, I was getting a face massage and everything, and he like put a hot towel on my face, and he had like this vibrating thing that he put on his hand. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and that was like whoa, on my face and rubbing my neck and everything. And then he took it off, and I'm like, oh, my eyes are closed. Like, oh, this is great. And then I feel him put something on my face, and I hear. And I open my eyes. He's got a fucking stencil, and he's spray painting my beard on my face. What? Yeah. I was like, how did you have a can of Gringo Honky back there?
It's dusty.
Yeah.
Like, man, I haven't used this in a while.
I'll show you a picture. My beard looked like it was AI.
That's so funny. And a can of Gringo Honky.
I got just the color match.
Yeah, I just watered down mine. It's fine.
Let me see. Let me see here if I can. We're going. Oh, here it is. Like, look at that. Look at that.
That's so funny.
Right? That's a good.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That looks.
It literally looks like AI.
Yeah, it definitely looks Photoshop.
GPT, give me a shape up.
Yeah.
Looks like you're in Grand Theft Auto. Like you're just a character. Like
Yeah, they based a G.I. Joe figure off this guy.
just before you told us how you came about the name Tommy Sinbazo.
Yeah.
Tell our listeners.
Okay,
it's hilarious.
so it's a stage name. My whole life, I'm Thomas Douglas Lear Jr., and the Lear is a German spelling, so there's an H in there. So you'd always get people going, her. Even my high school graduation, the guy, the vice principal kept mispronouncing my name, and I wouldn't walk across the stage until he said it right.
The L-E-H-R?
Yeah, L-E-H-R.
Yeah, I knew somebody. I'm wondering, I went to high school with somebody named Lair.
It's Lear.
But like, I'm wondering if it had been Lear the whole time, and he just let it go and changed his name.
Well, apparently the original pronunciation was Lair.
Yeah.
But then when my great-great-grandfather came to America at LSI, or he was working in a factory, and the machine that he worked on was called a Lear.
Yeah.
And they just kept calling him Lear.
That's
so
amazing.
that just became the pronunciation. Apparently that's how names worked back then.
Yeah.
When everyone was illiterate, that's just how names worked. But so then when I was 23 years old, I did a belly flop off of a jungle gym and landed on a railroad tie, and my rib cage went smush, and I ruptured my spleen. They had to take my spleen out, And then years out later, I dated a Cuban girl that used to call me Tommy Sinbazo, which is street slang for Tommy without spleen. And then when we broke up, I started doing stand-up because I was like, you got to hear about this bitch. Yeah. Then my first open mic, they called me, they screwed up my last name. So my second open mic, I was like, just call me Tommy Sinbazo. And I've been Tommy Sinbazo ever since, which is good because now I work for
Okay.
like the company, and thank God
the
I have
devil.
a stage
Cool.
name. Yeah. Data centers are the devil.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they had nothing to do with Peach Bottom, did they? Like Med Ed up here?
No.
Med Ed and their nice meltdown.
No. We don't. We only have. I think we have one. We have which is a nuclear power plant, and I think they have. They are shutting that down. So
I'm
now
gonna start
there's
using that as my stage name.
Yeah.
On the stage.
I'm radioactive.
We glazed over something here. How does one? I'm assuming it was an accident. Do a belly flop off a jungle gym onto a railroad tie.
Have you guys ever heard this show called Jackass? No.
I'm Tommy Sinbazo. This is the railroad tie belly flop.
I feel like we glazed over a potentially funny part of the story.
So I LARPed for 11 years, live action role play. And I was at a LARP practice. It was mainly focused on fighting. So we're at a fighting practice, and the guy's property butted up against a church that had a playground right there. And my one buddy, there was like you could climb up on this jungle gym. It was like 12 feet in the air. And he was running and jumping off of it and landing flat on his feet and going, ow, God. And I was like, nah, man, you got to like tuck and roll when you hit it. And he was like, oh, like this? And then he would jump off, hit flat on his feet, wait a beat, and then crumple and roll. And I was like, no, you crumple all in one and you go. And he was like, then you do it. I was like, no, I'll hurt myself. And he's like, no, you won't. I was like, I'll run right across here. I'll put my foot on that bar. When I go to push off, that bar's going to spin, and I'm just going to fall face first onto the ground. He was like, nah, you'll be all right. So I was like, I'm not doing it. So I'm up there ready to do it. And everything in me is screaming, do not stop, don't do this. So I actually had to repeat to myself, don't think, just jump.
The
don't
one
think,
time
just
a
jump.
kid, what the right thing to do was in their head.
Yeah.
They had to force themselves to do the wrong thing.
My whole body was like, what are you doing? And I ran across the thing, put my foot up on that bar, the bar spun, and my angle turned, and I just fell 12 feet down and landed on a railroad tie that was holding the mulch in.
Yep.
And it went, whoa, and like knocked the wind out of me. And then when I got up, I was like, and they're like, are you all right? And I'm like,
That sounds awful.
yeah, I'm cool. And they're like, do you want to, I was like, can we go inside and smoke weed? So we went inside and watched Jesus Christ Superstar. No, Joseph and His Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Nice. And so we're watching that, and I'm smoking weed, and I'm just feeling worse and worse. And we're waiting for my buddy's girlfriend, who is a physical therapist, to come home. And so she can check me out. So she finally gets there. I stand up and go completely sheet white, right? And because I'm bleeding internally. Right. And she like palpates the area, and she was like, nah, I think you just bruised something. I'm like, all right, cool. Pretty sleepy. I think I'll go home. But then the next time I stood up, it was like I almost fell over, and they're like, no, we're taken to the hospital.
Yeah.
And so they took me to the hospital. And I remember they got, when they finally like laid me down, like the doctor comes in and he was like, hey, he was like, you have a level 4 laceration of your spleen. And I was like, what's that mean? He was like, your spleen is exploded. I'm going to have to spend time picking pieces out of you. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do without a spleen? He was like, what do you do now? And I was like, nothing really. And he was like, then keep doing that. He's like, you're fine. As a matter of fact, if we leave any spleen in there, it'll just act like a spleen. And no one can ever, I still don't know what a spleen does.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Secondary filtration? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But so when I do remember that once they got me to the operating room and they laid me down, now all this blood that was sitting in my stomach now like pulls up over my chest, and it felt like someone threw kerosene in my rib cage and lit it on fire. And I'm telling the anesthesiologist, I'm like, put me out. And he's like flicking a needle like, don't tell me how to do my job. And like when I get nervous, that's when I'll start doing bits. And there was definitely a nurse there, and I was like, hey, look, you're about to see my genitals in a minute, and I just want you to know I'm cool with that. So, but then they had me on morphine for like the next 3 days, and the girl I was dating at the time kept saying that. I kept saying, "Don't give me tits. Don't give me tits. Please don't give me tits." And but then I was in the hospital. I was actually in the hospital on 9/11. Like, yeah. So I was flipping through the 3 channels that they had, and there was the one that was a cartoon of that Chinese cat, the one that always waves. Yes. They had a cartoon series out there. Yeah. So I was watching that, and I was flipping, and I see one of the Twin Towers is smoking, and it's like a plane has hit the Twin Tower, and I was like, what an idiot. Right? And then they're like, a second plane is coming in. I was like, he must be checking on his buddy. Yeah. Saw it hit the fucking tower. I was like, oh shit.
Is this that Will Smith movie?
Yeah, I was right down the street from Social Security. I was in Woodlawn at their hospital. Yeah. So like that, it could have been a target.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then, I used to have, it was 66 staples that held me together. Damn. But yeah, I'm better now.
Better now?
Yeah, I don't need a spleen.
How old were you when you did this?
23.
Oof.
Old enough to know better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a rough one, LARPing at 23.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I shouldn't do this. I know I'm a bard. Why?
I was a war cleric.
It's the only reference to D&D I know is bard.
I think they eventually did bring in a bard class. Because like the organization we were fighting in at the time, we did Dagger here, which was more combat oriented. Mm-hmm. Your armor only served to, I think you just got one extra hit. It didn't matter if it was leather, chainmail, steel. Then there was another one called Darkon, and Darkon was the one that had like a magic system. Steel gave you 4 hits. Leather was 1 extra hit. Chainmail was 3. The magic system was kind of fucked up because like you could be fighting and then next thing a Nerf football lands at your feet and they're like, fireball, you're dead. Like, all right, dork.
You're a dork. Yeah. I'm not a dork. I'm a knight.
But then we also fought this system called SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronism.
I think that's the one I know of.
Yeah, that's
the big one, right?
Yeah, that's the one where you wear. It's a worldwide organization. Yes. When you fight, there's whole sections of it that don't fight. But the fighting part, you wear actual steel armor, like 90 pounds of steel armor. You have to have a helmet with a grill or a faceplate, so because your head is a legal target. You fight with your shields are just plywood with like garden hose around the edges, and your sword is a rattan stick that you either have a basket, an iron basket hilt on your hand, or you wear a clamshell gauntlet. But that was cool because they were like, look, the head is a legal target, and they would have tournaments. They would have tournaments to decide who's going to be a knight. And if you win these tournaments, you get to put a feather on your helmet, and that signifies that you're a knight to like other knights and everything. And if you weren't a knight, some knights wouldn't take your hits. They would just brush them off like you didn't hit them. So the leader of our group was like, look, we went out to go do this 2-week-long fighting camping thing called Penzig. And Penzig is a 2-week-long thing in western Pennsylvania on Cooper Lake Campground. So it's a 2-mile campground. 10,000 people attend. And they shut the gates at 10,000 people because if you go past 10,000 people, it becomes a township. And then you need a sheriff and stuff like that.
A king.
Yeah. But then they also, 10,000 people attend. And the first week, there's no fighting. Second week is war week. That's when over 4,000 people from around the world come and fight. And you're fighting in teams of 2,000 versus 2,000.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. And like that's a thing where like other organizations can be like, hey, are you guys, we would end up becoming mercenaries and just whoever, we go to the highest bidder and they would get our 30 guys to fight for their side and whatever. But that, the leader of our group was like, look, when you're out on the field, if you hit a guy and he doesn't take your hit, like if you hit him in the head and he doesn't take it, hit him 2 more times with the stick. And if he still doesn't take it, punch him in the fucking face with your basket hilt in his fucking grill. And I was like, okay. So we get there the very first day.
I didn't know there was like full contact LARPing.
Oh yeah. Well, there's so many people get hurt that like you have to pass a training for what to do if you get trampled. Like they show you how to get under your shield so that you're safe. But
You should need that. They should use that for concerts.
Yeah.
They should at least have a video at the beginning of a concert. Yeah.
but they ended up every 5 minutes they'll call hold, and if it's real bad they'll be like take a knee, and if it's really really bad they're like pop your caps, and that's when like you're taking your helmet off and you're waiting for them to cart someone out whose leg is bent like the other direction.
Their spleens.
Yeah, they got like kangaroo legs. No, I was fine. I kept tanking hits to my spleen. I'm like, no effect. But I remember like the very first, like you're there. It's summer. It's like in August. It's 90 degrees already. You're out in the fucking sun. You're wearing 90 pounds of armor.
Real
you're just
armor.
Sweating. You're like, God, this fucking sucks. And like, you look across and there's 2,000 people standing about a football field away from you. And then you hear on the side a guy with a drum like, groom,
Fuck yeah.
groom, 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 and then a fucking bagpipe comes in. And brother, you've never heard a more appropriate bagpipe because it starts going, and you're like, fuck yes, fuck yes. And then they call lay on, they fire a cannon, and then you feel the ground tremble as 4,000 boots on each side, as the sides run up against each other. And you hate everything until you're right about to crack somebody, and then your dick is at full attention. You're like this, okay. But I remember the very first all that's happening, the build up, and then I go running in, and all these other organizations are foam fighting organizations. That way, it's more like football with no ball. Mm-hmm. You can do full on. You can just run into someone with your shield, knock them on the ground, hold them down, and just beat them until they say, "Okay, fine, I'm dead."
Right.
These are more. In the SEA, it's more tournament style. So they're used to attrition. They're used to you stop 5 feet away from the other person, and then it's crack. Like you're trying to find. But so we had 30 guys coming from a foam fighting thing into this tournament, and so I go running at these two guys, and the very first there was one guy standing maybe 4 or 5 feet in front of his buddy, right? So I run at the first guy and I shield bash him. I run into him with full like, bow, and knock him over. And the next guy, I just run. Very first thing I do is I just punch the fuck out of him. I just punch him right in his face. And he goes, Kang, and he goes, good hit, my lord. And like hits the ground.
This is so appropriate. I just been replaying God of War, so I'm fucking
Kratos!
boy, just fucking yelling. You just L1. You just double clicked L1.
Yeah, but I LARPed for like 11 years, man. It was good times. Matter of fact, in my house now, I don't have a gun, but I do have a shield and a machete in the bedroom. And I was like, okay, motherfucker, lay on.
I'd honestly be more scared if I was breaking in somebody's house and they came out with a sword,
a naked guy with a Chinese riot shield that I bought off Temu.
And a machete.
They have a gun. They're like, is this going to deflect? I've never been here. I got 10 bodies on this thing. I never had a shield.
I'm doing drugs from RoboCop 2. I'm like getting high on nuke.
Well, that's crazy.
In addition to being a war cleric, you're a comic as well, but you were also in a band. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let you say the name because it feels dirty coming out of my mouth.
Oh, why? We're just the Bionic Universal Super Soldiers Incorporated.
Okay, it does stand for something. Okay.
Well, now it has to. So how it all started was I've been doing comedy. Oh, God, how long? So in 2016, 2014, 2016, this comic Rob Mayer message, and Rob he's a road dog, like doing comedy all over, and he's like, hey, me and Joe Robinson are trying to do a comedy murder mystery, do you want to try it out? And I was like, okay. So we do this comedy murder mystery. First show sells out Magoobies. Wow. And
I've seen that advertised.
Yeah.
Same.
So we started doing those up and down the East Coast, and then Rob they brought in Eric Woodworth, who was this other comic that I had known sort of throughout the scene, but didn't really know Eric that well. But then Rob was like, hey, I just got us booked to do a 2-week tour of the Middle East, 5 countries for Armed Forces Entertainment, which, by the way, all those bases have been blown up by Iran. None of them are there anymore. But he was
So you were
like,
going to the Middies before it was cool to go do comedy.
Yeah.
Before there was billions of dollars involved.
we tested the waters. We didn't do Saudi Arabia, though. I will say it was all the countries that at the time Trump had called shithole countries.
Nice.
And I was like, how dare he say that? And then I got to other countries. I was like, he's not that wrong. There are droves of mosquitoes in this airport. There's a stray cat in this airport. When we were in Djibouti, Africa, which is right on the Horn, we were just trying to kill time on the base, and Rob Mayer was like, Eric, you sing? And he was like, yeah, because Eric started as a musical comic. And he was like, Tommy, do you sing? And I was like, oh, I've been known to sing. And he was like, well, why don't you guys sing me something? I was like, all right. So I was like, Eric, I was like, do you know Weird Al? And he was like, yeah, I know Weird Al. And I was like, do you know the song Yoda? And he was like, yeah, I know Yoda. And I was like, all right, let's sing. So we start singing Yoda, and we start hitting natural harmonies and then natural inflections and pauses. And like when we were finished, Rob was like, this is a thing. This is something. So from then on, whenever Rob would write a murder mystery, he would put in a part where Eric and I sing together.
Nice.
And we started calling ourselves the Amish Paraguys. Instead of Amish Paradise.
Nice.
But then that got changed to White and Nerdy. And we would just tell people like, yeah, we're a Weird Al cover band. And we would never acknowledge the original songs. But it wasn't until 2020 that Andrew at Magoobies was like, hey, he gave the Die Laughing Productions troupe. He was like, hey, I'll give you, you can do whatever you want for New Year's Eve. And I'm like, okay.
Hell yeah.
So Eric was like, do you want to write a song to do this? And it was the first song we wrote, and it was called Fuck 2020. And it went so well that we're like, okay, now we have one. And then I was like, hey, Eric, let's make a music act that we can headline with. And then we'll do stand up before it. And then that way a booker can just book us. We take all the money from the show. And he was like, yeah, hell yeah. So we were actually at a convention that I host a game show at every 2 years called MagFest. It's the Music and Gaming Festival. It's not Make America Great. But we were at MagFest doing mushrooms, and at the end of the night, Eric was like, we should call our band BUSSI. I was like, fuck yeah. And so we did, and then found out, like, we're like, no one's going to know what BUSSI means. And then it turns out 98 Rock, which we're fill-ins on 98 Rock and everything. They wouldn't say our band name on the radio because it's BUSSI. They wouldn't say, there were some places where they would put BUSSI on a flyer for the show, and people would comment like, well, then I'm not coming. And I'm like, what the fuck, right? So then I was like, okay, well, let's make it. We already had like a logo, and like we already were starting to do merch, and I was like, look, let's just change it to Bionic Universal Super Soldiers Incorporated, which spells BUSSI with an I. And then we found out that BUSSI with an I is German for goodnight kisses. Yeah, like
there you go.
Your booby would come in like, oh, BUSSI.
They're still not really representative of what the band is, but sure, that's fine.
But even that Haribo gummy bears, that German gummy bear company, they have a line called Fruity BUSSI. And it's just fruit kisses.
Is there any other kind?
So I still like that the name's BUSSI because it's provocative. But it really just, the word means goodnight kisses because it's spelled with an I.
The branding and everything is amazing. Like the retro, like 90s logo. It looks like the 90s yearbook background. Kind of shit. It looks amazing.
And then since we're I had built a Mandalorian suit, and so I had a droid arm that I had made. So I was like, I'll just wear my droid arm, and now we're bionic. And Eric's like, I want a leg, and I was like, you fat piece of shit. It's gonna take so much plastic.
I need two of you. I need two legs.
But he was like, I don't want to fool just like the shin. I was like, you want a greave? It's called a greave, you idiot. You don't know fucking medieval armor?
It's a greave, you fucking dork.
So made him that, and then we recorded a special at Magoobies. That's our 2-man act, and I consider BUSSI is a musical crowd work comedy act because the songs are always the same, but it's always different crowd work in interactions with the crowd to get to the song. So that's captured in the special called Transparent, which is short for Transparent Glory Hole. Because that
Which
was
is short for it's one of the words.
transparent glory hole. Because that was a bit that's in the special. Where I was talking about transparent glory hole, and Eric's like, "What is it?" I was like, "Oh, it just means that there's 6 millimeters of your dick that's not getting sucked. There's the only thing. No anonymity." I was like, "It's either that or."
I was thinking the glass with the hole in it.
Or it's a worse D&D spell. I cast transparent glory hole. There's some monster like. So then we wanted to record an album, and Eric was like, "Okay, if we're doing a studio album, I want to bring in a drummer and another guitar player." So he brought in his childhood friend Blake, who's been performing in bands since he was 16. Now he's 17. And then I brought in my buddy Happy that I met in line for the midnight release of Halo 3.
Fuck yeah.
And his name's Mark, but his Xbox gamer tag was Captain Happy.
Nice.
So we just started calling him Happy. And then one time he came over to my house. This is the first time I was living in Catonsville, and we had been LARPing for a while, right? And Happy came over and he was like, "Hey, have you guys ever heard of this thing called LARPing?" And I was like, "Do tell." And he's like, "Well, apparently you dress up, and you go out and you fight. Me and my buddies are actually thinking about going out and dressing up as Romans." And I was like, "Hold on." And I went and I got my armor bin. I was like,
John Wick fucking in the basement.
crushed up concrete. I'm thinking I'm back. But I showed him that. I was like, "Yeah, we have a Roman group that we LARP with." And so Happy LARPed with us until I stopped LARPing. And but then he is one of those guitar savants where Eric will be like, "Hey, Happy, can you, I don't know, eventually, can you think of a guitar solo to go here?" And you'll be like, "Oh, something like this."
Yeah.
And Eric, he's a okay guitar player, but he's nowhere near Happy. But you could just see Eric deflate, yeah, I guess that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
That'll do. Eric gets so happy when Eric will write a new song, he'll be like, "It goes like this, Happy," and has to watch Happy struggle until the fourth time Happy plays it, and he was like, "God damn it!" He's playing it with his tongue. But now we recorded an album, and we had a BUSSI show that was booked at Morrisburgers and it was right at the end of these 2 months that every weekend we were practicing as a band. And I was like, let's just make this a BUSSI show.
Yeah.
And so we performed as a full band BUSSI, or as I call it. Remember in the 90s? There was MTV Unplugged, right? And they would take an electric band and give them acoustic instruments and make them play. Well, we're going the other direction. So when we're a full band, it's BUSSI plugged.
Yeah, nice. Fantastic.
So,
fantastic. I thought you were going to say, when you said 90s, I thought you were going to say in the 70s, it was a full BUSSI.
Yeah. Full bush BUSSI. Tap the Rockies. So I build stuff. So I had my robot arm. Eric had his leg that has an EL wire that glows. But then the drummer, Blake, I made him Happy came over and saw this mask that I had made I bought a thing off TikTok, and I ended up making a robot mask.
Is that the thing with the lights?
With the animated LED eyes in it?
Yeah, it's sick.
And Happy was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I was like, "Well, you're going to be wearing that from now on." So he had some requests. He was like, "Well, I need to be able to see down." So I had to take another one and cut it out and get it all.
Buckethead.
Yeah. So, and then Blake, the drummer, he was like, "Well, I'm not wearing a mask." And I'm like, "Okay, will you wear giant sunglasses that look like a face shield?" And he was like, "Yes." And then I made him a harness. We call him the Atomic Drum Machine. And I had to buy a sex harness. Which if you ever go to Amazon and type
You didn't already have that in your armor bin?
not to that extent. But I had to.
It was wrought iron, so he couldn't. He said it was too heavy.
I had to never type in leather men's harness because your algorithm thinks you're gay. But so I bought.
Oh, it's not BUSSI, is it?
Not with an I. So, but I made him a harness that I hooked up to sound activated LED light strips, and then gave him this sound. You ever seen those like a plasma ball where you put your hand on it? It's like,
yes.
Yep.
Well, have you ever seen the flat ones? There's ones that are flat. And I found
Yes, I
one
have.
that just fits inside the
Oh,
ring.
that's fucking sweet.
So he has this arc reactor that's sound activated, and the strips are sound activated. So as he's playing, it's fucking.
That sounds fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
When is your next show?
September 12th at
Hell yeah.
Morris Burgers in Catonsville.
Hell
We just did Fishhead Cantina in Arbutus, which was great, but numbers wise, it just makes more sense to go to Morris Burgers.
Morris Burgers is a little tight.
Yeah, I don't have the Fishhead. I fucking love Fishhead. I
played there a ton with my band. Yeah.
I am a Eskimo brother with.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Oh, I said the secret word.
The computer
Eskimo?
it's really homophobic.
I don't know why that happened, but
Oh, cool. I'm glad you're not looking into it.
no, we used to have that. We put no.
just try to figure it out.
I may have unmuted the wrong track. Keep going.
Okay. So I know
I think I'm retarded now. I think you wiped my brain.
All right, let's see if he's.
Yeah, it's just like at the end. No, the listeners have no idea what we're talking about. But
No.
there's like.
Oh, did you edit that out?
No. It was just, it's on a separate track, but it's not like it won't be in the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
leaves the intro and the outro in like the program.
I just don't know why it came
At
like
30
20,
minutes.
20
Yeah,
something.
whatever.
29,
That's weird.
29 minutes.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. So, but I know the owner of Fishhead. We have a weird Baltimore connection. I dated a girl in high school that he ended up marrying. They had a kid. They got divorced. That kid ended up playing little league football with my nephew. So it's just this weird. Like a Gideon knot. But anyway, I love Fishhead. The food is great. We DoorDash from there all the time. I love the venue. It's a great venue. The difference is there's so many differences from a musical band versus a comedy band.
Yeah.
Like with a comedy show, a good the appropriate amount of time is an hour and a half for a comedy show.
Yes.
A lot of music venues, they need 4 hours of entertainment. You have to book between 8 and midnight. And then you don't want to be going on at 10 p.m. because it's your band. So, but it just, we did good numbers attendance wise, but just didn't make enough money to justify booking 4 hours of entertainment.
Because you would run the shows.
Yeah.
So you had to book the.
That's what I ended up doing. Like like we're doing New York, we're doing a Brooklyn in July, and it's all because I now know how to. I've booked and produced my own shows for comedy, and I'm like, well, I'll just do that with musical comedy. And so whenever I see a musical comedian, I just add them to my collection, and then I'll put together a show with musical comedy. But Morris Burgers, I only have to book like an hour and a half show, like a regular comedy show, and it can be a musical comedy show. And just and the overhead is less. So yeah, the numbers.
And it fills up easier. It's like it's a pretty cozy spot. So like
at Fishhead, we had pre-sale tickets. Were 78 pre-sales,
Nice.
and that's before the show even started. And then I know there were walk-ups, but then at the end of the night, you get a check for $550, and it's like, oh, I have to pay 5 other comics before the band.
Yeah.
So I have to tell the band, hey, I'm just going to put this $55 towards the album. So, because I always make sure that everybody else gets paid out. Even if I got to pay it out of my pocket, I pay my comics before, I take a cut. Because at the end of the day, it falls on you. You're the producer. But so at Fishhead, I think when we did Fishhead last time, we cleared $800. So as much as I love Fishhead, until we are a bigger draw, we have to do smaller venues. Yeah.
Is Sidebar still around?
Sidebar, yeah, we've done downstairs at Sidebar.
Okay, yeah.
But that was
I
another
remember
thing.
hearing a while back there was like a Save the Sidebar thing going on, but I didn't know if that ever.
Sidebar's weird to get. Even the comedy show upstairs. It's hard to target
I
that.
didn't even know there
audience.
is an upstairs. Okay.
I'm sorry, Sidebar. No,
Not
okay.
Autobar.
Autobar.
Not-
I'm thinking Autobar.
yeah.
Sidebar got bought by the woman that runs Feed the Scene, and
Okay.
she is rehabbing it to turn it back into a music venue.
Okay. Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember her name. She's one of those people that like I met in the goth scene before I did anything. Before I was in entertainment, and then like she came to a show and she was like, "Hi," and I'm like, she said hi like she knows me.
Yeah, Autobar. I'd never been there to do comedy, but I played downstairs in a few different bands, but my goal is to get there. I sent Mike Quinlan a video, and I don't know.
And he hasn't got back to you?
He might not have liked it. This is like about a month or two ago. So.
Let me, I can get you in there.
All right, cool. That would be awesome, because it's my dream to do that just because of playing their music. So I want to get back there doing comedy.
Okay, well, you need bigger dreams.
Yeah.
I love the room, but attendance wise, it is hit or miss, and it's not that's not Mike's fault.
No.
You know the way things are there. Yeah, but we played. We did do the Auto Bar, and it was like, I love the comics that I book for the shows. They're super funny, super talented. Something that you have to learn as you do your comedy is how to promote yourself. And they didn't. There was one group that I'm not going to name their name, but they are. I used to book them a lot. They're these two ladies out of Alexandria, Virginia. They've been on CMT. They tour the country doing there, and they are hysterical and super talented. I'm very jealous of them. But when I had them at the Auto Bar, they booked a show the week before at the Auto Bar.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, so totally blew their load.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had 20 people come to see BUSSI, but that's it.
Yeah.
And we only had 20 people at a show downstairs at the Auto Bar.
I might have that one beat for saddest auto bar show. So I don't want to turn your episode into about me, but
how dare you talk about yourself on your podcast?
Let me just do that real quick. Separately, I was in two bands that had CD releases at the Auto Bar. One, I was no longer in the band when they released the CD, but they did it with at the Auto Bar. Completely sold out. I think it was in front of Bowling for Soup or something like that.
Oh, nice.
But I was no longer in the band.
Oh, okay.
So sold out downstairs at the Auto Bar, so it was fucking packed. My other band, we did our CD release at the Auto Bar, and we weren't the greatest at promoting. And I don't even know if 20 people were in the building. And the staff fucking hated us because they were making no money on tips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they have wait staff at a music venue?
Well, like the bartenders.
Bartenders. Well, they had the night that we did the show there, we had like a hard out. It was some weird hard out, like 8:00. This has to be done because we're having a employee show. Like the employees, their bands were going to play. So they were going to be there anyway. Might as well make a couple bucks. Yeah, but
we had like 5 or 6.
The sound there was incredible. I just wish there was more people to hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brooks is still doing sound there, but it sounds awesome.
I know the only sound guy that there's a sound guy at Morrisburgers that I keep running into. Like we went to go see Mandalorian and Grogu, and I looked down the row and he's like 2 seats away from me. And I was like, oh fuck, George is here. But he was like, I asked him once. He was like, I was hosting this metal Battle of the Bands things for the Wacken. There's a thing called Wacken in Germany, and it's this music festival that started in the 90s, and now it's grown to this 4-day thing that 80,000 people attend.
Hell yeah.
And they have a Battle of the Bands in each region to finally get a U.S. band that goes to Wacken every year. Right. So there was 4 weeks that I was at Morrisburgers hosting this metal thing, which got that, the fucking... The behind the scenes so much, well, this guy messaged a 16-year-old bassist in this band. And I was like, okay. So then one of the judges was like, well, he gets zeros then the whole way down. I'm like, well, you can't do that.
You got to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
like,
she's like, well, I made out with the vocalists in this band, so they get all 10s. So I'm like, well, you can't do that either. And then come to find out that band broke up because the lead singer then hit on this 16-year-old, which he was 20 and she was 16. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying. And then apparently she was dating.
There's been more egregious rock stars.
Yeah, she was dating the drummer. And so that whole band like fucking imploded. And they were the ones that were supposed to go to like the next round in Wacken.
Man.
Damn.
So yeah, you got to watch it. Which I was.
So there's no U.S. representation in Bakken right now.
because we can't stop fucking
Gotta
kids.
get BUSSI over there, dude.
I mean, is that not a fair representation?
They didn't. I asked. I was
not
like,
a fair representation?
I asked BUSSI. I was like, hey, do you want to be in this Battle of the Bands? And like Blake, who's been in like bands since he was 16, was like, I don't want to fucking do a Battle of the Bands. I was like, come on. Well, Eric and I did a 2-man acoustic Battle of the Bands that was at in Hamden, which is like a very hipstery area. And I told Eric, I was like, okay, so we get 10 minutes or 2 songs. Let's do our 2 cleanest songs. And Eric was like, no, we do 1 clean song. We're not going to make it into the finals. So then we'll do Search History, which is a song about deleting my search history when I'm dead. And then it gets more and more, the instructions get more and more explicit until it's like, hey, when I die, get the key to the shed and let the guy out of the crate. So that was that. We started with that, and then our second song was like, then we're doing Father's Day at the Glory Hole. And I was like, God damn it. So you can actually see on our TikTok account, I use my meta glasses to film the crowd as we're singing Father's Day at the Glory Hole, and it's just this full crowd of NPR white people. And it's not until like the second verse where it's like Father's Day at the Glory Hole, and like one guy goes, huh? And just to see a blank faces as they're singing about this dad
Just
getting his dick sucked.
Damn,
But then
that's so funny.
afterwards, one of the judges came over to us and was like, man, you guys were hysterical. Hey, you know what you should do? You should go get on Kill Tony. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go right on that. I'll just
A band on you can't get a whole band on.
What are we gonna do in a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also only one person can get called.
I'm not physically disabled enough to get on Kill Tony. This next guy doesn't have a spleen.
Yeah, the spleen counts.
This next guy has really tiny nipples. Which here, you want to see? Look, check this out. Look at this. Look at that.
You're not wrong. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's probably the smallest nipple I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And I have a 2-year-old.
Get her in here. We're having a nipple off.
Battle of the nips.
I'm going to give her a complex.
That's too young for that.
Where in but like did you like are you Catonsville born and raised or like what
Southwest Baltimore City in a town, a little area called Lakeland.
Okay.
Which is next to Westport.
Alrighty.
Which is a bad area.
I used to band practice in Westport. Oh yeah.
It's sandwiched between Westport and Cherry Hill.
Okay.
And then we have Patapsco Avenue, and the other side of that is Lansdowne.
Yep.
So yeah, right in there.
Yeah, the wife grew up in Morrow Park.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
But I used to band practice in Westport. It was kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, like my high school was in I went to Southwestern, which was in Southwest Baltimore City, and like my mom was like, "Oh, you were such a good student. You never skipped class." I was like, "I was in where the fuck was I going to go? The safest place for me
was the school.
Was the school.
If I skip class, it'd be my last class.
You'd never see me
I don't
again.
hate school that much.
So where did you start doing comedy? Like, where did you start hitting open mics? And
So I'd always wanted, ever since I was a little kid in the first grade, they were like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I love dinosaurs.
hell yeah.
But I couldn't spell paleontologist. So I put
enough.
stand-up comic. And I don't even know if I spelt that right. So that sort of set the whole trajectory where I wanted to do stand-up. That was always, our school bus would drive down and pass the Comedy Factory in Baltimore. And I'm like, one day I'm going to be at the Comedy Factory. And then when I turned 21, in college, there was a comic, Dorian Gray, that I met. And he was like, hey, I'm starting to do this improv thing. It's like, whose line is it anyway? You should come. And I was like, okay. So I started doing improv with Dorian. And then like a year in, Dorian's like, hey, I'm going to start doing stand-up. So I'm going to stop doing this. I'm like, well, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah. So
I did improv for 8 years. And then after about 8 years, that's when Dorian was like, it's time to do stand-up. And I was like, okay. So I started doing stand-up at Drink Till We're Funny, which was a room at Damon's, which was a sports bar in Hunt Valley.
Okay. Yep.
Now it's a green turtle.
Okay,
That's in Hunt
yeah.
Valley.
Oh, okay.
And that is where I cut my teeth because you go up and it was like I would go every Sunday. And it's where I met like some of my lifelong comedy friends was there. And you got to see, it's where I learned how to handle like a rowdy crowd that wasn't there for comedy. You go out and you crowd work them into your material. And I got to try stuff like I first got up there. One time I gave my 5 minutes. I just went up and stood up there and said nothing. I just sat on the stool for 5 minutes, complete silence, just so I could be like, okay, I didn't die. This is as worse as it could be.
Right,
and I'm fine. But then we would do stuff like I tried, like I said, I like to build things. And I I built this rig that was, I went and I bought a 2-foot double-headed dildo, right? From the porn shop we talked about earlier, right? I bought a 2-foot double-headed dildo, which the fucked up thing about that was they gave me this 2-foot double-headed dildo in a black bag that was 6 inches deep. So it only hit if there were balls or another head at the end of this thing. So I took it home, and it was, apparently I'm Caucasian dildo colored. That's what this tone is. That's what the guy that's what the Dominican barber had a can of. And this extra can of white dildo. But I built a rig that would strap to my leg that would hold the dildo in it. And then I had fishing twine on the one end and a rope on the other so it wouldn't come all the way out of the rig. And then the twine went to a ring. And the ring went through my fly. So if I raised my hands, about 1.5 foot of dick would come out the front of my pants, right? So I had this whole thing rigged up, and we go on Sunday night, 8 p.m., to this fucking sports bar in Hunt Valley where there's families eating dinner. And I get up, and I'm like, I go up, and I'm like, first of all, I want to start by saying thank you to everyone that came here tonight. But mostly I want to thank the Lord Jesus. And when I lifted my hand, the 1.5 foot of cock comes out. That's puppeted by the ring, right? You heard it was dead silent. Right? You heard like forks hit plates, like clink, clink, clink. People cover their kids' eyes and shit. And I was like, oh. And it's not like I could pull on it and have it go like back in. So I had to walk through the crowd. And go to the bathroom where I could
fist bumping people with it. Like,
no, down.
Nothing? All right.
Down. And for the longest time, I was like, I can't believe that bit didn't work. And it wasn't just, I was like, you didn't do it at a club, you did it at a sports bar on a Sunday night.
Was it too much dick?
Yeah. What if the dick was black? But then I also used to carry I read right as I started, I read Steve Martin's Born Standing Up, which in it he says that when you do your act, use everything you know how to do. Right? Because he would play banjo, he would do magic, he would do all that stuff. And so I bought a conga drum. Like one of those big, like Ricky Ricardo, and I bought one of those, and all because I would wear, I wore red plaid punk pants. I would wear a bandana that was red that would tie in with that. I wore a bowler cap, and I would wear a shirt that would like tie everything together. And that was basically my uniform. I had a blue one, had a green one, but I would always bowler cap, bandana. I looked like a fucking clown. Yeah. And I would go up with this conga drum, and I would just get everybody clapping, and then I would play Doo Doo Brown on the conga drum and then stop and like I just wanted to get applause. And it wasn't until
I went to the store the other day just to go into material.
But it was such a crutch that like people like, hey man, I would go to a comedy show, see one of my buddies, and I'm like, hey, do you want to do like a couple minutes? I'm like, I don't have my drum. Can't go up there. I don't have my hat. What do you want from me?
What do you mean? My act's at home.
But it wasn't until like I started not wearing that I was able to, it was easier to connect with the crowd. And then my material started going.
It's hard to connect with somebody with a bowler.
Yeah.
2020.
This means something. But by the end of that conga drum's life, it was rigged to shoot confetti. Not a lot, just like one of those little party poppers. There was one time we did one of the comedy murder mysteries, and we did at the DC Comedy Loft, which back then it was called Beer Baron, right? And we were backstage. It was a karaoke themed one. And there's a very small strip backstage, right? And apparently there was a burlesque show the night before. And Eric finds this fucking confetti cannon that was maybe 2 feet long by like 3 inches around. Like this thing was fucking huge, right? He had no idea how to use it. He was like, I'm just going to bring this out. And I was like, okay. So at the very end, Eric's in his underwear by the end of this thing. Because that used to always be a thing, as he was so fat that Rob would write that he gets naked down to his underwear. So Eric comes out, and I think we're singing Uptown Funk. And Eric goes, don't believe me, just watch. And fucking does this thing. Not a pop. And we're like, what the fuck? The entire club is covered in confetti. Like paper confetti is everywhere. And then we're like, thank you, good night. And then we got the fuck out of there, right? And we called back because like somebody at the Road was like, I think I might have left my keys back there.
No.
And we're like, okay, fuck, I'll call. So I call and I was like, hey, we were the act that was there tonight. Did you guys find a set of keys? And the guy was like, hold on, I'll go check. And he goes off and for 5 minutes, he comes back and he's like, so much confetti. There's so much confetti. You have to come clean. I'm like, oh.
Sorry, your keys are gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. You got to get new remotes.
Get a keys.
You got to take the bus.
I think that was the last time we ever performed there. But now it's new management. They don't know.
They don't know.
Nice.
You got the opportunity now.
It's awesome.
So much confetti.
So much confetti.
That's wild though that you kind of already knew that young. Like I don't even know if I knew what stand up was in first grade. So like I guess you said you driving by the clubs, but how did you even have a concept of what that was?
Back then, like this would have been like let's see, 80. 82 is when you're 5. When I was 5.
When you're five.
Like when you're 5.
I was born in 82.
So, but that right around then, that you had Comic Strip Live on Friday nights on Fox. There would be on CBS. They would do stand up shows, and I would VHS record all of them and just sit and watch it over and over and over again and repeat the bits to my classmates and get them to laugh. Yeah. And it got to be that stand up was my way, because I'm also autistic. But stand up was my way of connecting with other people. It was my way of communication. So when it just felt like, oh, hey, I can do that. I want to do that when I grow up, and so that just sort of set the course of my whole life. But now if I ever got to talk to a 5-year-old man, be like, hey, we do stand up now. Oh, and we're in a band called BUSSI. What's that mean? It means boy pussy. What? Oh, let me tell you about drugs. Don't believe Nancy Reagan or the Ninja Turtles. Drugs are awesome.
Start them earlier.
So when you're at the playground, don't jump.
No, do jump. I lost. I got
morphine's sick.
Yeah, I mean, I did. So I don't have a spleen, which I thought I was like fine. But then when we went overseas, like they were like, yeah, you got to take these malaria pills, and that's when I remembered the doctor was like, whatever you do, don't get malaria.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was like, it's never gonna happen. And we're in the fucking airport in Africa, and there's like swarms of mosquitoes, and I was like, do you guys worry about malaria? We're like, yes, we take our pills all the time. We deal with the horrible dreams we have because of these pills. So, but Rob Mayer he would break up his pill and give us ration us.
Yeah.
I'll suck your dick, Rob. I don't want to get malaria.
My spleen can't handle it.
Maybe that's the spleen's function, is to prevent malaria.
That's the only function. Yeah. That's why we don't get it in America, because we have spleens. They don't have them.
But apparently, I think it is secondary filtration, and it's a viral. You have to watch out for viral infections, which is what malaria is, and what COVID was.
Yes.
Which is why when I got COVID the first time, I ended up in the hospital.
Oh shit!
And then when they would draw my blood, right, and then go to leave the room, and then be like, it's all coagulated already, and they'd have to redraw my blood.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because of the COVID?
Because of the COVID.
General?
No, the COVID was fucking me up, and it turned my dick gray.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Temporarily. But that should have been a selling point for the
Grey's
vaccine.
Anatomy.
Yeah. I don't think there'd be anybody like, I don't care if my dick turns gray. You ain't jabbing me. They were like, no, fuck yeah, get it right in the neck.
You should have took pictures.
Put it in my dick.
Post that on Twitter.
I will say this, speaking of dick pics, now that I have meta frames, I've taken so many unintentional dick pics. I would just be pissing and go to adjust my glasses and you're like, God damn it. God damn it.
That is hilarious.
Damn it, man. No, I said man, not mom.
Fuck. Sending to mom. And the worst part is, like, there was one, a buddy, I also host VR open mics. Like, you have to wear a VR headset on Monday night and you go to VR chat, which is the fucking Wild West of fucking VR. It's so fucking creepy. I said last Monday, I was like, the post-nut clarity in this fucking place. After you fucking bust, you're like, what the fuck? Are you olive oil from Popeye? There's so many furries in there. But one of the guys that owns the club's called Failed to Render, right? And the guy who created the club is this guy, Kyle Render, who, when all the comedy clubs shut down in 2020, he was in VR, goes to this VR house party, and the guy that was running it was like, hey, you should do comedy in VR.
You say that like he was living in VR. Like, it sounds like he was in VR. He was just in.
Man, it's a whole nother world. Man.
It is pretty crazy.
There was a guy kept calling on Monday, kept calling this woman, which the fucking avatars, if it's not a furry, it is this busty, gibbly, fucking sticky looking, like, female badonkadonk avatar.
Yeah.
And there was this one that had, like, you could just see the tips of her areola. And I was like, God damn it.
It's like a fucking hookup.
I should have jerked off before I came in here.
Now I gotta do bits.
But then this guy kept calling her mom. And I was like, what? Is that his real mom? And, like, the one guy, like, looks at her profile and he's like, no, she's 28. That's his VR chat mom. And he said it like I was an idiot. I'm like, what the fuck is a VR chat? And he was like, Tommy, so people have whole lives in here. And if they have a bad family, you get a new mom, new dad, siblings. This is a natural thing. I'm like, this place needs to burn.
First off, it is not a natural thing.
Yeah. We need a meteor. Which, by the way, and then this woman, she had full body tracking. And you can tell because it wasn't just like, usually it tracks your hands.
Yes.
And when you talk, your mouth moves. But then every now and then you'll see someone that's moving a little too fluid, and you're like, oh, they have full body tracking.
They got the haptic suit.
Yeah. And this woman was like, she was laughing so hard that she was on the ground. And I'm like, she's full body. You were fucking writhing around on your floor. What are you on? Because this isn't sober activity.
Yeah. Nothing's that funny. Nothing's ever been that funny. Chris Rock isn't that funny. Get the fuck out.
My bit was pretty good. I whipped out this 2.5 feet dick.
In VR. Yeah. It was 9 feet in VR.
I had to program it in. There was one, this one guy had an avatar, which was a monster can, right? And he was like, oh, hey, come check out my avatar. And it's a monster can. And I was like, all right, cool. And he was like, no, put your head inside the can. And you're like, all right. And you stick your head in, full fucking dildo.
I thought you were saying dick pic.
I had thoughts that when we were starting the podcast, like, we had talked about maybe trying to do it in 360, like have a camera, like have a third seat that would be the 360
do it
camera.
a 360
so you would have
camera.
Yeah, so that you would be able to sit there with the and kind of be a third person at the table or
My
something.
favorite genre of porn. Nice. VR. You guys ever check out VR porn?
Actually, no.
I have. Man, it's nice. They also have
I don't
VR.
have a headset, actually, so I
They
guess
have VR cam girls, which that I don't like because you understand the concept of a cam girl, right? Well, imagine if that cam was a VR camera, so that you can pop in and you're right there in the room. The only problem is, like, there was one, like, I go to fire it up and I'm standing there like, okay, any minute now it's going to load, and then it loads in and it's just like I'm standing naked next to a woman at her computer.
She's doing her taxes.
Yeah, she's
like,
like,
fuck.
I'm like, oh God, I'm going to get a call from HR.
You're like, no. You can claim that. What do you do?
Oh, it's a deductible.
Yeah, it's a She's doing a bad job.
Post-nut shame is much worse when you have to take a helmet off.
Yeah. Yeah, or you have to take off the other controller. I can't touch it with this hand. And it's also pin the cum on the floor. No idea where you busted. I just know that my dog loves licking that spot right there.
Like finding a needle in a haystack.
What you got there, boy? Did Papa drop some soup?
Yeah, that's rough. Is it how good is it? How good is like the visuals? Is it impressive?
You come.
I guess.
What more do you want?
Well, that's what I'm saying is the juice doesn't seem like it's worth the squeeze.
Oh,
you know?
the juice is very worth the squeeze and the twist. No, it's good. There, you can. Yeah, I mean, most comics that do VR, all of them have a VR porn bit. And so it becomes hack. There's weird topics that are
niche hack.
Yeah. But we used to do we would do an open mic, and then those you had to, before you could get booked for showcase shows and stuff, you had to do an open mic because you had to get it out of your system that first time you do VR where you're like, what the fuck? This is crazy. You just have comics out there, man, this is crazy. I'm a cartoon. Like, okay, get to your fucking bits. We're all cartoons.
You think you'd fuck around with it a little bit before to prepare?
No.
You know what I mean? You think you would like at least jerk off before you go on stage?
There was one time I told everybody, I was like, hey, how about this? At the end of the night, I'll do 5 hits off my DMT vape and I'll describe what I'm seeing. Right. And they're like, yeah, okay, yeah. So at the end of the night, now the visuals, I think we were in alt space at the time. So, or was it Meta Horizon Worlds? No, it was alt space. You didn't have legs.
So podcast is brought to you by Meta.
You have a torso, you have arms, and you have hands and a head, right? And I'm on stage. I take the first hit. I'm like, okay, and then second hit, third hit, fourth hit. Things start getting a little wavy, right? Fifth hit, I blink, and then when I open my eyes, the graphics for the room were now at let's say PS3. Okay. I blink again, it's PS2. I blink again, PS1. I blink again, now it's just weeples. Like Nintendo meeples that are there. And they all like, I'm going, I can't form words. And they're like, quick, surround him. And they got around me and they're all going, ah! And they're like, what do you see? And I'm like, I gotta go. I'm fucking logged off. There was also one of the first times that I went to do stand-up in VR. The wife was out of town. I was like, okay, well, I'll do my set. And after my set, I'll do mushrooms and I'll watch the rest of the show. So, at the beginning of my set, I down a mushroom tea and I'm ready to go. Right. I finish my set. Everything's fine. I'm watching the show, waiting for the mushrooms to kick in, and my dog starts barking like, row, row, row. And I'm like, okay, she has to go outside. So I stood up, took my headset off, went and took the dog out. Now I'm fully tripping. By the time I come back, I'm fully like, okay, fuck. And I put the helmet back on. And as I'm putting it on and like getting everything, I look through, and if there's 40 people in the room, 80 eyeballs are all on me. Everybody's, even the comic on the stage is looking at me, right? And I was like, nope. Well, apparently what happened was when I stood up to take her out, my avatar floated up to the ceiling, did a fucking heroin lean when I took the headset off. And then when I come back, it starts going, until finally it settles back down and everyone was just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's hilarious.
Like, man, I feel like everybody's looking at me right now. Yeah. They are. Yeah.
You guys are all judging me for doing drugs.
That's incredible.
But it is fun. Like they tried to end it. The owner of the club was like,
a lot of comics try to end it.
Well, the owner of the club messaged me. He was like, "Hey, we're going to do 2 more weeks of the open mic, and then we're going to stop for the summer. And when we come back, we're just going to do we'll do like a showcase show or something. But the open mic's done." And I was like, all right. And then, so 2 days later, he messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm about to tell the rest of the guys that you're cool with it. And I was like, well, hold on. I didn't say I was cool with it. I mean, this is your club. It's ultimately your decision. But I think you're being very short-sighted because you're eliminating your open mics, yet you still want comics to come for your showcase shows. So you're not giving any support to the community. If you end your open mics, all you're doing is pushing that crowd to other fucking clubs, to your competition.
Yeah.
I was like, I think you're shooting yourself in your foot, but it's your foot to shoot. So I just want you to know that I'm not cool with it. And he was like, oh, okay, well then, yeah, you can keep Monday nights. So I was like, all right, cool. And then when we get maybe 50, 60 people that are return, like every Monday will come.
In VR.
In VR.
Okay.
And they call it Tomedy Night.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
stop it, guys. Stop it. But for me, it's an exercise because like I don't do my material in there because I'd be just doing my material over and over and over again every week.
Yeah.
So what I do is I talk about my week and try to find the funny in that and try to make 10 new minutes every week based off my week so far.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it works out. Most of the time it works out. There's other times where it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I tried.
So it sounds like an open mic.
Well, it sounds like a podcast. Actually. It sounds like attempt to deliver.
But another problem he had, he was like, yeah, but like, which he never comes because he lives in Austin. So Monday nights he goes to Kill Tony.
Oh,
and
for sure.
He stands
Is it?
out.
Or I thought it was Sunday nights. Or is it Monday? I actually I don't even know.
I don't know.
It might be. You're right.
He goes out there and waits with all the comics by the dumpster to hope to get called on stage. But every now and then he comes in and he sees the same comics telling the same jokes. And I was like, yeah, it's an open mic. That's what it is. And I was, you need this if you want to have the other part of your club. You need to have this open mic. And but yeah, when I told the people, I was like, one of the guys, my buddy Coy, I don't know his real name, but I was like, yeah, Kyle tried to take away the open mic, but I fought for it. So and he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, open mic's safe. And he was like, what else would I do on Monday nights? And like he told everybody else and all these other regulars that come were like, what the fuck? Like, what would we do on a Monday night then? And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll keep you from killing yourselves.
I have to check it out. I've with the VR, like watched some comedy sets and stuff like that. Like just
you can even do it from your computer and from your phone. There are people that come that are on mobile. And you can tell because their arms don't move.
Yeah.
And then there's people that watch it 2D on their desktop and stuff. And those, they can't really. I mean, I'm not to the point where I'm wearing full body tracking.
Yeah,
I don't even. I have a Papasan chair in my basement, so I'm always like, curled up in my Papasan. But most of the people you'll see them like you can actually tell that they're standing while they're doing their set. And it's like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to do that? I've also gotten to do it. I've done it in the bathtub. I've done it naked, other than the bathtub. I've also done it like I had to host the show, but I had to shit. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, wait, what? I'll just do it from the toilet. I've also done where I've been naked and you take the wrist strap that go and you put it around the tip of your dick. And then, so that's where your hand is now. And so then you can stand there and go, hey, check this out. Hey, look at this. Look at this.
That's the VR equivalent of humping the stool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Monday nights, 10 p.m.
Alrighty.
So is it preferably you want the VR? That's obviously the best experience.
Yeah, because it is VR chat. And then
does it work with any VR?
Yeah, if you
apparatus?
if you have, except for like you can't put your phone in one of those things.
Oh, like those. I had those when what was the Galaxy S4? I think came with them for free.
Yeah, I bought one just so I could watch VR porn.
They gave them to us. They were. I don't know what their deal was. Yeah, it was called the Oculus, which is misleading because there's a real Oculus that's way better. Yeah. So I don't know why they called it that.
That's the one I have somewhere.
Oh yeah. And I remember I just threw them away because I was like, all right, I'm fucking Googling these and making sure they're not worth money. I already know they're not, and they weren't. They were like $5 because Samsung gave them away.
Yeah, I think I got mine at like $5 Below.
That's such a funny place.
The great quality of $5 Below. I bought that and
like
some
fucking
incense.
General or Dollar Tree. Yeah, like a General Dollar.
I bought a T-shirt that said "Who farted."
Got it for free. Free Oculus with T-shirt.
Free Oculus if you can guess who farted.
But I mean, I would consider trying it out. If I would probably get. I have a PlayStation, so I'd probably get the PlayStation VR.
I think you can
I
get
think that's
to
probably
it.
getting pretty cheap by now.
Yeah,
Like the VR
I'm not
2?
sure if you can get to it from PlayStation.
Well, I'm assuming the headset could plug into a PC, right?
No.
Not a
No,
you know-
PlayStation would definitely be like, no, this is proprietary, locked to
Oh, they
our
would do
stuff.
that?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. I have to look it up, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
You'd think they would just make it like plug and play or Bluetooth. Or
Now,
something.
now Microsoft is heading in that because Microsoft, they're like, hey, we're not going to make Xboxes anymore. We're just going to do Game Pass.
Yeah.
And you can just put it on whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's probably the future, but I'm still holding on to. My friend Drew gives me shit because I'm like a kind of a cunt about PlayStation versus Xbox.
Okay, you're a
'Cause
PlayStation guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
and here's why. When I was in like elementary school, middle school, I had a PlayStation 3. No one had a PlayStation 3. The Xbox 360 fucking dominated,
Yeah.
and I got roasted so hard for because I love like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
So like I didn't have an option. I had to have a PlayStation, and then like God of War, etc. The only thing I missed out on was like I loved Halo, but after 2, I was like, I don't really care.
Oh, 3 was mine.
3 was like good, I heard,
Yeah.
but then after that, it was kind of like whatever.
Yeah, then they went to Reach and then ODST and then
Yeah.
it's but now Halo Infinite. We still
they're
play
about to
Halo
they're
Infinite.
about to remake Halo, and it's gonna be for PlayStation. So I'm psyched.
Well, you got Helldivers.
Helldivers is so sick, and I bought it, and I forgot I'm an adult and don't have the time to play online video games. Like I play single player all the time, but like they're like 40-minute rounds.
I tell you that
it's such a good game.
Yeah.
It was, and the fucking like the story or whatever you want to call it, like the narrative is hilarious. And it's so good, but like it's just like I can't even get into the rhythm of playing it.
Yeah.
Because it's like so time consuming.
Well,
It's like,
I went for this past generation consoles instead of like a Series X or PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I bought a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So
That's-
I just because I find handheld is I can play it wherever. I can play Halo while I take a shit.
Yeah.
And that's fucking nice.
That is pretty sweet.
And then it does limit me. Like if I'm playing Helldivers, I get one mission and then the battery's dead.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I've been looking into getting this AYN Thor, which is a handheld that it looks like a 3DS.
Okay.
But it can play everything up to Switch games.
Oh, okay.
But it runs around $500.
Yeah.
And you have to pre-order it and wait 3 months. And then when it comes, it's not set up yet. You have to do all the work to set it up.
geez, yeah,
But
yeah.
then, once I put all this effort into it, I can play Mario Kart.
I could play Pokemon Silver.
I try getting into Pokemon because like I have this other one. I do like the 3DS style. Because that way you can just throw it in your bag because it's
Yeah, it's
clamshell.
protected.
Yeah. But I tried playing Pokemon, I just couldn't get into it. And they're
I
like,
used
yeah,
to.
you're almost 50. Good
Yeah.
for you.
I don't even think I could play it anymore. It's just the grind is
So
too-
anyway, I was flirting with this 16-year-old faces.
We a lot of times when we start talking about video games, we kind of like age each other by like our first console. But and usually I'm the old one
Oh, so
in the
you
room.
want to bring this up just
Yes,
for
I'm
the
curious.
first time.
So
do you got?
my first console was the NES, the first NES. So I'm curious what
Atari 2600.
I figured it might be an Atari, dude. Cool. Hell
But
yeah.
before that, my parents had this Pong thing. All it did was play
Damn.
Pong.
Right.
And you plugged it into the TV and you had your knob. So I played that before we had an Atari.
Nice.
But then we also had a ColecoVision,
Okay.
which
yeah.
was another really shitty system.
Yeah, but that's cool to be a part of that.
Well, my cousin and I,
I've never seen one.
We got into such a big argument over the boxing game that like our families didn't talk to each other for like 2 years over the shitty ColecoVision boxing. But yeah, I loved my Atari 2600. Looking back, none of the games were good. Like what?
No, right?
Like, we got Indiana Jones. I still have no idea what the fuck was happening. We got the E.T. game, which was, historic.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I remember here. There was like a whole documentary
historically,
about that.
the worst game ever created. There's a landfill somewhere that is just filled with E.T. games. And
They're worth $1 billion.
they are not wrong. That game was a hot dog shit. It was so bad. But
But now all those games, the worst games are worth so much money because
just to put
everyone
it up
threw
on
them
a
out.
shelf.
Yeah.
I do remember once though with my my NES, we had this game cleaner. Right, you had the disc that you put in to clean the heads, right?
Yes.
Right.
And I remember I had a buddy, Danny. He came over once and he saw that and he was like, "Oh man, dude, I'm so fucking good at this. I wish you'd let me play it because like I'm really fucking good at this." And I was like, "I don't think you're that good at that, Danny." And he was like, "Well, put it in. I bet I can beat you." I was like, "Sure thing." And he puts it in, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a fucking head cleaner. You lying piece of shit." Danny was also
nerdy piece of shit.
he was also the first one that got caught jerking off by like his brother. His brother ratted him out to the rest of the friend group. "I saw Danny jerking off," right? And so he told all of us, and when it was just me and Danny, I was like, "Hey, I jerk off too." And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he went and told everybody. He was like,
what a piece of
Tommy
shit.
said he jerks off too. I was like, "I never fucking said that. Fucking creep. You gay lord."
You tried to play with the head cleaner. Yeah, that's so funny. I think I guess mine was Sega Genesis.
Oh, nice.
So-
We had a Genesis too. Neighborhood kids would come over. We had, I think we might have one of the bigger TVs in the neighborhood. You know, back when TVs were furniture.
Yeah.
It had like wood.
Wood grain.
And a record player at the top of it. But they would, I remember they would come over and we would play fighting games.
Nice.
We would play Eternal Warriors or Eternal Champions. Do you remember that one?
No.
Is that the one that was? It was like kind of like Street Fighter, but it was like monsters, not necessarily monsters.
No,
but
it was like people
mutants,
throughout time.
mutants.
It was like there was
Okay.
one guy that was like a 1930s detective.
Oh,
you had
I don't
an
remember that one.
Atlantean.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And
it had finishing moves like Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds like it was way ahead of its time.
No, it's just another Mortal Kombat clone
Right.
back then.
Was it pre-Mortal Kombat, though?
No, I think it was right during that Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
okay, so they were trying to,
Yeah, back when they had. Remember Pit Fighter? That was motion capture. Pit Fighter was motion capture, and then Mortal Kombat came out. Motion capture.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
watched.
damn, I didn't know they did mocap back then. Damn, that's crazy. No wonder Mortal Kombat looks so good.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I
actually,
remember like when they were like, "There's blood in this
yeah.
video game.
Yeah.
You can turn it off." And I'm like, "Why the fuck would I turn it off?"
But that's why I bought the game.
Speaking of boxing games, Evander Holyfield Boxing was a good game for Genesis. I don't know if you ever.
No, I never played that. No, well, we
pretty
stayed
sick.
away from boxing games after
After ruining the family.
What's the historic family? What's the historic feud? The family feud.
Hatfields and
Yep,
and
that's
McCoys.
it. Yep, thank you. I was thinking Braithwaite's, but that's Red Dead Redemption 2.
The wife did all like the ancestry stuff. She's somehow related to the Hatfields.
Oh,
Like,
that's awesome.
Oh.
She likes ham.
that's Smithfield. What do you-
Oh shit. Hetfield. What's
Hatfield is Metallica.
James Hetfield.
Hetfield? But
Hatfield.
Isn't Hatfield a company now still? Like me,
Maybe I don't know.
I must be thinking of what you said.
You're thinking of ham.
Yeah, that is what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of ham. I had ham for dinner actually.
Oh, really? What kind of ham? Like
Like the
sandwich?
honey baked ham kind of.
Oh, like you got to cut like a ham steak?
Yeah.
Fuck
Well, it was a little like the ones that are spiral cut.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was a little baby one. I'm not even sure where she got it from and why she got it in June. That's an interesting choice.
Hey, I like summer ham.
Yeah, summer
Watch
ham.
as the next guy.
I got to get down to Catonsville because I keep getting my algorithm is like all kinds of like Asian restaurants and there's all kinds of
I was about to
popping up
say
in
Asian
Catonsville.
porn.
Yeah. You watch what he earlier he corrected me on how to pronounce bukkake. Oh, dude, I have a bukkake LARPing story.
Okay, do tell.
right.
Okay,
Do tell.
Yeah, sure. I'll act like those are connected.
Oh, they 100%.
I was going to talk about sushi, but that sounds
No, yeah,
way
sushi.
more interesting.
Dude, go Fish Head
No,
Cantina.
No.
Best sushi in Arbutus. So there was another week-long camp-out thing called Ragnarok, done by Dagger here, right? So that is just pure fighting, right? And that's a countrywide organization that all their chapters would come together in Ohio for a week, and you'd fight and everything. And then one of the nights was called Sin Night. And Sin Night was always when they didn't have fighting the next day. So you could go out and you get fucking also like we got in trouble once because there were just plates of ketamine. All around.
Hold on. So this is what the LARPing community is
It's just
like?
drugs,
It's not.
man.
It's
It's
not
just
even
drugs.
Wow, I didn't realize it
Who's
was.
fighting on ketamine? You can't move.
No,
when
no,
you're on
no.
ketamine.
This is like
After?
Yeah, you're like, great fight. We ended up.
I'm a horse.
They would do this thing where once a year it would switch to what state's group would run the like you have to run the battles, you have to plan the events, someone has to be at we called it the troll booth, but like the toll booth where people check in, they drive their cars up, you say, okay, well, you're camped over here, blah blah blah. So one year it was our group, the Roman group, and we decided that we were going to have this bacchanalia, like for sin night. And we're going to be like, if you commit a sin in front of a Roman, we'll give you this little ring that we got from Party City. Whoever has the most rings by the end of the night, there'll be a king of sin and a queen of sin.
That's awesome.
Okay. You think it's awesome. Okay. You think until you find out it was these fucking dorks went off the fucking rails at this fucking party, right? So we had set up where there were like like bed sheet walls and stuff in the field, and we had music going and black lights and everything, and people do. This guy, he put fluorescent paint on the drums. There was black lights, like do 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 do. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Then you turn the corner. There's some guy eating a girl's asshole while she's sucking another guy's dick, right? And you're like, here's your ring, right? And then you go to someone, I go to find another Roman. I was like, dude, I just saw this fucking chain. What's happening? He was like, no, this guy made me watch as he sucked another guy's dick. I gave him 2 rings, right? And so now that the night's getting more and more crazy as they're getting drunker, and my buddy Jose and I were there's this hill that was happening on what we usually fight on the battlefield, and there was this hill that you'd usually sit on to watch the fights or like get some water. And Jose and I are standing on the hill, just like drinking beer and stuff. When we see this girl, like, she's like, come on, men, come on. Like bringing like this group of 5 dudes up the hill. Right?
Helen of Troy.
And she's like, follow me. And she lays down on the ground and she's like, get your fucking dicks out. Get it out. Start jerking off. And so these guys are standing around her, start like jerking off. And she's like, I need more men. Right. And she looks at us and she's like, Romans, get in here. Romans. And I'm like, the fuck I am. I'm not taking part of that. And Jose actually walked over to her.
Say my name?
No, he gets up to her and he gets down to her face. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Right. So then the next day, after the fog clears, the next day,
the fog of war.
There's a guy
after the fog of whore clears.
There's a guy with a snow shovel just raking up butt plugs and dildos.
Like it's the plague of the bodies.
Bring out your dongs.
You beat me to it.
Bring out your dud.
So, but the next day, we're on the hill, right? And I start singing, I found my thrill, boom, 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 on Bukkake Hill, boom, doo, and we all started singing Bukkake Hill, and it got to a point where the higher ups were like, "Dude, you have to stop saying Bukkake Hill. We have banned the word Bukkake Hill." And I was like, "But this is Bukkake Hill. I saw a bukkake happen on this hill." And then Jose was going to, he went to UMBC. He went to UMBC. No. Yeah. He went to UMBC and he actually saw that girl.
Oh, shit.
Like she was also a UMBC student. So he walks past her and she was just kind of like, I was like, hey, it's that Bukkake girl. Yeah. So never tell LARPers, go ahead and go on. Your parents aren't here.
Man, that sounds crazy.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy.
It's the last thing I would expect from LARPing. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't know it was like this.
All my drugs were started at LARPing.
At LARP.
Yeah. And one time my mom said she ran into somebody, one of her, she was out in some neighborhood and it was like, oh yeah, my son LARPs. And she was like, I ran into Miss Deborah and she said, all you guys do is drugs all the time. And I was like, well, that bitch is a liar.
And by the way, what's Bukkake Hill?
Yeah. Well, she had a tramp stamp that said BH. a commemorative ring.
Man, you should have got nicer rings than just Party City.
Yeah. Sorry, man. These are going to turn your dick green.
If the party didn't first.
God, man. No, it was everywhere you looked, there was something you didn't want to look at. Because I don't know if you guys know this. None of these people were in the sort of shape that you want to see them in.
Yeah, this wasn't like Brad Pitt and Troy.
So there it was, cum dripping off my rock hard abs.
So let me ask, because I can't get out of the house much, I got the family and all. So is there a VR LARP where I could witness such an event?
Now, okay. So I've thought about this after Monday, after that chick with the exposed areola was writhing around on the ground, right? There has to be something where like you could watch someone just masturbate while they're in full body tracking. Now, when you're done and you bust and you're like, baby, that was so hot. She's like, thanks, bro. Oh, I got to recharge my headset. Like, there's got to be. Can't trust anything in there.
That's funny because it would be all tracked except for the dick.
Yeah,
dick would just be nothing. It'd be nothing.
Yeah, it would just be a person going, oh, they've caught the spirit. It's like a Baptist church in here. No, yeah, there's people that like they do. There's people that say they have phantom sense, which I can feel when you touch me. Hey, don't walk through me. I have phantom sense and it hurts. Like, no,
come on.
Doesn't. No,
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You have psychosis.
Yeah.
You need to get outside.
I've tried to find the sex clubs in VR chat, but it's like I'm only in there Monday nights at 10 p.m. So I guess that's a prime time thing.
Friday night.
Plus, if I ask, hey, where can I find a sex club? And the kids are like, I'm playing Roblox.
What's sex?
There are other, like there's Rec Room. There's one called Rec Room where it's a bunch of different games and stuff, but it's all children like screaming and running around, and I don't even like talking while I'm masturbating. No, I won't even because if you say something like no, and I'm like, hey, he's an old guy. He's an old guy.
It's even weirder silent in VR.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
There's definitely places you just don't talk. It's like when you drive through a bad neighborhood and you roll your windows up. Same thing. There's parts where you just mute yourself in VR. Like, please, I'm trying to watch Sabrina Carpenter concert. Because she's 50 feet tall from this point of view.
And I got great seats.
Yeah. I'm right in the feet section.
I guess before we get you out of here, is there anything you want to promote? When is that show? You said September?
September 12th, the day after 9/11.
Nice.
Never forget, September 12th, at Morris Burgers in Catonsville. If you go to our website, which check. Okay.
Ah, shit, I'm booked.
Oh,
fuck.
So our
Canceling the
website,
show.
when we were trying to find a BUSSI website, right? So we found Home of the Bionic Universal Super Soldiers Incorporated, or hotbussy.com. So if you go to hotbussy.com, it's our link tree. It goes to everything. Go to it now and follow it because when our album drops, it's going to be there first.
Nice.
Yeah. And we're hoping to get a couple LPs. Or limited edition, maybe make 10 of them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And then when those run out, we'll make more.
There'll be the second edition.
Yeah. Well, we do want to do it's September. This may be our album release show.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's done by then. They just went through the second round of edits. And it was very little like, okay, bump up. I don't know, for some reason you made the rhythm guitar louder than the lead guitar during this solo. I was like, I thought you guys told me to do that. Why would we ever tell you?
Why would anybody
to fucking
ever do that?
Where are you guys recording, by the way?
So there's this, it's called Black Dog Studios. Okay. And the guy, Chris, he does, he works for,
fan.
He works for Masson. So he does audio for the Orioles. Okay. So us thinking we were going to get an album out by the spring, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's baseball season.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Word.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Any shows, comedy stuff coming up?
Yeah.
shout out.
I do have a question though. So when you're LARPing, how are the bitch? No, I'm kidding. Is it like airsoft where it's like kind of an honor system? Are there judges?
There are judges, and
they're like, all right, dude, we saw you die. Like
you do have what they called him something, not a ref. A herald or something, or
that's cool.
Something, but
that's cooler than ref.
If they could call you out, but usually it's an honor system because within that, if you start blowing shots, like if you're not taking it, they'll call you a rhino hider. Rhino hider. You don't want to be known as a rhino hider. You don't want to be known as a glass rhino. That's someone where if you hit them and they're like too light. And they'll keep like, all right, motherfucker. And then, then you boom, put their dick in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then they'll bitch because you hit them too hard. So
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's definitely an honor system in that, and there are women that do it. That fight. And I look, if you're out there to fight, I'm not going to take it easy on you because you're a girl, because I've done that before. And there was this one girl, Avne, and Avne could fight her fucking ass.
Sounds like
off.
a legend.
Well, yeah,
the legend of Avne.
Well, you had to have like a battle.
That was
name.
the Bukkake girl.
Yeah, Avne, the Bukkake. They call me the Drip Lord. But Avne would fucking, she would fucking, if you gave her, you give her no quarter. That's what, because there was definitely times where there'd be like a bridge battle where there's two ropes, and if you step over the rope, you fall off the bridge and you're dead. You got to go back to the respawn point. And she would get on her knees at the end of the fucking thing. And as you came up, she'd suck your fucking dick. No, she was just doing Jimmy shots. She was just fucking tagging people in the cock. And after like 3 or 4 of my guys was like, yeah, fucking Avne is over there just fucking tapping sacks. So I just fucking ran with my shield and just dove in the air and just crushed her. And she's like, my knees! I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm 40. Why'd you do that?
So sorry. Well, then there was one time I put on some weight because I hadn't fought in a while. And I saw Avne and she was like, oh, okay, look at Chunks over here. I'm like, all right, bitch. And I fucking laid her out. Just fucking ran. And she was like, oh, I need to put on some weight. I'm like, yeah. But there's, we've done our thing. Like, we used to have these, one of our swords. I found a golf tent, golf flagpole on the side of Route 1 when I was a survey.
Nice.
Okay. And that, I'm like, ooh, free fiberglass cores for swords. Right. But usually the fiberglass that we use is like, the same stuff you put in your tent.
Yes.
So very super thin, like half-inch thick. This shit was like as thick as your thumb. And it was the right thickness. All you had to do was put glue on the rod and slide a fucking pool noodle onto it. And then you do one, like
it's like a fucking whip.
Yeah, then you do a 2-inch strap of camp foam up and around the sides, right? So that you feel it, and you're like, I don't feel core, so it's safe. But that fucking thing, we called them beaters. And we keep the beaters off to the side if like some team was like blowing off shots and shit. We're like, grab the beaters. Because you'd hit somebody.
Oh no, the Romans have the beaters.
Yeah. You'd hit somebody, and they're like yay big. But if you get them like, get them like they're bending over to get at your legs, and you fucking crack right on their spine, and they're like, and they call for a judge to come over, check his sword, check it. And they're fucking like, nah, man, you're good. Yeah. It's good. And so one time we were
fucking Romans, man. We
were at a camp out, and the camp outs are when it's like D&D. Because then it's like a weekend that you're up in Mount Jackson, Virginia. They set up a scenario, a module. There's a storyline for the weekend. If you're a wizard, that's when you can use your spells. If you're a thief, you can climb under walls and stuff. They had us. So what we would do all day is we'd fucking everybody grab a beer. And we'd walk the circuit around the campground. And if we came across somebody, we'd we're like, hey, give us all your gold. And if they were like, no, we're like, all right, we're going to kill you then and take your gold. And so we do that. And then by the time we get back to camp, we're ready for another beer. So we just fucking keep doing this drunk circuit. And at the end of the day, they're like, all right, we're going to do a module that we've set up like a dungeon down in this valley. So we're like, okay. And they put up like, tarp walls and stuff. And there was a guy there, like, as you walk in, you see 8 statues. And it's fat kids. You see 8 iron statues. And we're like, okay. So we walk in, and on the ground, there's large puzzle pieces. So we walk in and like the statues start moving and we're like, oh fuck, they're iron golems. So like we back out of the fucking room and we're like, okay. And we go back in. If you have a shield, because we had 3 other groups with us. So we're like, all right, if you have a shield, your job is you're getting in the front, but not only that, you're putting the golems' dicks in the dirt. You run in, bash a fucking golem, hold him down while we get the puzzle pieces. So we ran in. We come running in and there was this big fat kid that like I run at him, I shield bash him, like just fucking run into him with my shield, and he doesn't fall. He's so fucking big. Like he like tips back on one leg like ooh, and spins.
Fucking ogre.
Yeah, but when he spins, now he's facing 90 degrees from me. That's when my buddy Vance comes in and bashes him. And then he goes back over again, and now I got him off balance and fucking boop. Boom, and like get him on the ground, and then Vance dives on him too, and we're on top of him, and he's not moving, like he's not fighting or resisting. I'm like, man, this kid's really cool with what we fucking did to him, right? And a couple seconds later, he starts moving. He was like, hey, can you guys just let me get comfortable? I think I was knocked out. And that's why my dick was like, ping. So, but we keep moving through. And they had this, there was this one room where it was like the evil sorceress and her minions were supposed to be, right?
Hell yeah.
So it was 4 of them, and they come, as we come into the room, they start running at us. And the first thing she does is she fucking like underhand softball pitches a fireball. Right at me, right? And I'm already charging at her. And so she fucking pitches it, and I sidestep, and it goes whoosh, right past me. And so now she has nothing. And I had my beater, and I ran in, and I caught her just a full 90 degree parallel with her stomach, just clack, and you hear, and she hits the ground, and it's like, hold on. And they're like, check his sword. And they're checking her like, that's good. It's just heavy. It's just heavy. And she's like, ooh. So we're like, we win.
It should have been a night, sweetheart.
Well, I'll tell you one more. Do you want to hear one more?
Sure.
Okay. So now my friend Carolyn, who used to LARP with us, which there was one time at Ragnarok that some guy was running at me, and Carolyn was standing next to me. And the guy was wearing like a chainmail shirt, and Carolyn's like 5'2", whatever. And at the last second, I see the guy's head turn from looking at me to looking at Carolyn. And at the last minute, turns to fucking run over Carolyn.
Oh, shit.
So I took a step forward and put one hand on the back of his chainmail and drove my knee into his stomach. Just right? And his legs go like a dead bug on a windowsill, just fucking crumples and hits. But so Carolyn, we used to do this thing when we left our original Roman group, and that was a whole big fallout. But we started a new group called Exilium.
Empire fell.
Yeah. So, but we were druids, and we worshiped Parmesan wine, right? Which used to have, Orson Welles was the voice of Parmesan. Sell no wine before it's time, right? So what we would do is we'd sit around our campfire, and we would get the bottles of wine come with like these wide mouth. It's like a flute that comes up and has a wide mouth carafe, right?
Yes.
And we'd pass it around. And this was right around the time those Chuck Norris jokes were going around. Like Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. Right. So we would go around and say stuff about Paul Mason the same way. Like Paul Mason prophesized his own coming by saying, I'm coming. And then he came, right? And then you take a drink and pass it to the next person. You had to go around. And if you killed it, the person who finished the bottle had to take the bottle into the woods and fuck it. Right? Not come, but you had to at least put your dick in it a couple times.
Also an honor system.
Yeah. And you got to keep the cap. So, but anyway. So one time, Carolyn kills it. Right? And it's like this big carafe. Well, it also comes in this jug. Right? And was like, you got to fuck it. She's like, I can't fuck this. I was like, then you got to fuck that jug. She's like, what? I was like, go into the woods. And you put a little bit of this jug in you. And we're all drunk, right? And she was like, okay. So she comes back, and there's definitely a thing you can hold it up to the campfire light and see like sludge, like a snail is running around the rim, right? So also at night, they would have pit fights, which was tournaments that they would have down where people come and you could bet on the pit fights and stuff. So we're like, hey, let's go down to pit fights. And I was like, well, hold on. And I grabbed that bottle and I poured a whole bottle of Hypnotic into it, right? So then we go down to the pit fights, right? Now, earlier this day, we had been we were doing our thing where we get drunk and do the circuit, right? So we come up to this group of 4, right? And there was one big guy, but then there was like a smaller kid that was like wasn't wearing a shirt or whatever. And I think we used to call him Hero. I don't know what his name was, but we were like, oh, it's fucking Hero. And they were the big guy was like, we're like, hey, you guys, we're gonna fight. And like the guy was like, hey, you really don't want to fight us. And he points at the little kid and he was like, this is a Hydra. And I was like, you mean he's supposed to be a 5-headed dragon beast? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, all right, let's fucking do it. So I go in with my shield and like sword up, and he takes one hit at my shield and goes, shield break 1. And if you get to 3, your shield is destroyed, right? So I was like, oh, fuck. So I back up, and now my buddy's in there, like, wrapped up with him, right? And then I was like, well, fuck him, right? So I dropped my shield and I just fucking ran and just shoved it. Right? And he fell back onto a rock outcropping. Now he's not wearing a shirt, so he hits this rock outcropping. I didn't see the rock outcropping. I just shoved him and then dove on top of him to hold him down while we beat him until he said he was dead, right? And he was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fucking dead, I'm fucking dead.
My spleen.
Like, and his fucking sides all scratched up and shit. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So then that night we go to pit fights, and I got this pussy jug of Hypnotic, and I look over and I see Hero, and I was like, hey, give me that jug. And I go over, I was like, hey man, look, about earlier day, I'm sorry, I got carried away. You know, the adrenaline thing's I just want to make sure that we're cool. And he was like, yeah, man, hey, thanks, we're cool. And I was like, hey, do you want something to drink? He was like, sure. And I was like, here, have this jug. And he fucking drank the pussy jug. But now they're married.
Does he know the story
she a
now?
sorceress?
If you listen to this podcast, you will.
It was a love potion.
I mean, Carolyn 100% knows that this happened.
Right.
I don't think she told him. Because he was at the Fishhead Cantina show.
That's another name for that bottle.
Yeah.
Do you have any shows you want to shout out?
Yes, this comes out next week. So the following week. So tomorrow's Juneteenth, and I'm doing a show at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. It's a showcase, a bunch of comics on it, mostly white. That's hilarious. A lot of white dudes on this show.
I saw that. I was like, that's a pretty white lineup.
Yeah, it's a pretty white lineup. A bunch of white dudes.
It's being advertised as the Juneteenth show.
It is not. So that's good.
It's the Jew Teeth show.
The Jew teeth. And then the following week, I am in McConnellsburg. Nope, I'm somewhere. It switched. It's a brouhaha show. It's near Altoona. So if you're going to be anywhere near Altoona, just look on my Instagram.
With what's his name? Andrew Glessner.
Glazer. Yeah, he's a Glazer. He's a Glazer. Andrew Glessner and Ashley Pontius.
Oh, I fucking love Ashley.
Yes.
Oh, you guys know Ashley.
Yeah. That's how we got connected.
That was her episode. Was hilarious. Like, people were texting me like that was like one of your best episodes for sure, and she spoke very highly of you, so I was like, yeah, we got to get him on. And
thank you.
Did not disappoint.
Which if we're talking Juneteenth, I'll be at Origins Game Con in Ohio.
Hell yeah.
Performing with Larry XL and Violet Gray.
Word.
I'm going to do so we're doing it at the game show. And I have this giant foam D20 that I made that's about the size of a beach ball.
Okay.
The fucking thing's indestructible. But what I'm going to do is bring that and bring a whiteboard with 20 spaces and have the crowd write topics. And then my whole set will be you roll the D20 and I see if I can riff off your topic.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we'll see. That's either going to go really well or it's just a fart in the wind.
I have on June 25th, part of the Good Karma Comedy Festival, I will be at Naughty Goose.
Okay.
Have you done me neither, but people were texting me, oh, that's a cool venue or whatever.
Yeah, I heard it's a good venue.
That'll be my first time doing
stand-up
in Maryland.
nautical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where at in Maryland is it?
It's Northeast Maryland.
Oh, okay. So it's up
near Havre de Grace.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's like Steve Tracy and those guys. Yeah. Oh no, you don't. That's not who booked you.
I don't know that. No, it was the
Was it
Good
Fez?
No, it was Good Karma Comedy Festival. So it's like Vignola and Jim Bryan and all them. Like,
Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't know that because Jim's usually
Church of Satire.
Yeah, Church of Satire guy.
He's just, I don't know what involvement he has, but he's on the list of people who like do the festival. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I
love
know they
Jim.
do it. They have one of the spots. So
Yeah.
Church of Satire.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody got anything else?
No, just look out for that B.U.S.I album.
I'm excited about that BUSSI.
I will be there. I'll tell you after we want to get you out of here. See you next Thursday.
Take it easy.